who was always saving Princess Parrot from various villains. My first lesson in feminism was my mother asking me why Princess Parrot seemed so incapable of saving herself. Tuesday, 16 January. Self-interview number 3, in which the author asks a hard question. B. When did you stop being an interesting person? B. I don't know. I used to feel as if I had so much to say and no one to talk to. I guess the situation has improved in that I now have nothing to say and no one to talk to. So at least my brilliance is not being wasted, on account of it no longer existing. Wednesday, 17 January. Self-interview number 4, in which the author admits defeat. B. How long will you keep up the pretense of this interview? B. Not one word longer. Thursday, 1 February. Yes, I'm back, but only because I finally have something to say. Today I met Obadiah Cortland. I know, that's a name that sounds as if his mother picked it off a most pretentious baby names of all time list. Mr. Cortland was so offended I didn't know who he was, he stormed off, but only after insulting me. I was doing a classy shoot, no chocolate syrup here. I was draped over a chair like a piece of pricey cloth, wearing a dress drenched in Swarovski crystals. The photographer's vision was that I was a wealthy woman bored by the sheer opulence of her lifestyle, and I was trying to give him my best high-fashion faces. I was positioned in a shard of dry season sunlight that pierced the window. Outside, the capital city was washed in end-of-day oranges and golds. Shops were closing. Fat metal bars built to keep out burglars rattled across storefronts and alarm systems shrieked to life. People poured onto the streets. The road was choked with cars. The Audis and BMWs had their windows up against the heat while taxi drivers sweltered in the still afternoon, popping their horns at pedestrians who looked like they needed a ride. The studio wasn't far from the Renegade's panyard, and the panists were practicing with the sort of fever that only comes just before Panorama. We were enveloped in the sound of steel. The tenor pans carried the melody, buoyed by the strumming of the guitar pans and anchored by the deep voices of the bass. The cello pans sliced through the song with a counter-melody. And Obadiah Cortland walked in like this fanfare was his theme song. He was dressed from head to toe like somebody. Black shirt with sharp square buttons. Pants pressed to perfection by a searing hot iron. Red and black striped socks. Shiny black shoes, red handkerchief tied around one wrist. Aggressively tousled afro, like his stylist was into BDSM and decided to enact her sadistic tendencies on Mr. Cortland's hair. And a ludicrous eyebrow piercing with 2 black stones glittering on either side of an artfully messy brow. He walked right up to me. How much do you weigh? No hello, no excuse me. I picked myself up off the chair. What kind of question is that? I asked. Because what kind of question is it? Carmichael, he snapped at the photographer. Give me her stats, height and weight. Who are you? I demanded. My dear, I am Obadiah Cortland, he said witheringly. I turned to the photographer. Is that supposed to mean something? He turned the color of steamed salmon. Mr. Cortland, he stammered. She's 5 feet 10 inches tall and she weighs... Shut up, Carmichael! I don't know why I copied this Mr. Cortland and called the photographer Carmichael. I'd always called him Kevin. If you want to know about me, speak to me directly. Otherwise, you can go to hell. Well, Mr. Cortland said, producing a pair of reflective aviator shades from his pocket. I guess I'll go to hell. And he did, presumably. It took Carmichael 10 minutes to recover. Do you know who that is? Nope. So he told me. Local makeup guru. The next big thing in Trinidadian beauty. Owner of some hoity-toity makeup school. Publishes a magazine that will probably one day feature every Caribbean model worth mentioning. Well, it's a good thing I have no ambition to be a Caribbean model worth mentioning. I'm just doing this for now. Carmichael gave me a look that said, yeah, right. In the background, Renegades played like they were already in the Panorama final for Carnival Saturday. They lifted their song to a crescendo, the bass players banging those big...